Hi there, everyone. Mark Coleman here from the Virginia Varsity Sports Network, and this is a Gridiron Report preview capsule, a little sampler platter of what you've got coming ahead. Joining me from the FLS Varsity team, we have Justin Rice and Taft Coghill. Fellas, it is football season.
It's been a long summer. Let's go.
Yeah. So let's jump right in, take a look at some of the teams that we think are going to be pretty good this season, and let's start with Ponix. Taft, what do you think about these guys?
Well, last year they lost over 20 seniors and they didn't miss a beat. So now you come back this year and you're pretty much loaded with all those guys that helped them reach the state semifinals last year. So, I mean, what can you expect? I mean, you expect them to be as good or better than last year.
Back-to-back 10-0 seasons.
Joey Benden, here we go.
Joey Benden, a potential candidate for Player of the Year. I mean, he was last year as well, right?
Yeah, Joey Benden over 1,500 yards rushing last year. You have him back running that triple option attack. You did lose Bo Fields and C.J. Lewis, but when you have guys who were bit players last year, you expect them to step up. A guy like a Tristan Medina, and also they also picked up a transfer from Fredericksburg Christian, Devin Carter, who's also could help a little bit in the slot and also at safety for them.
So Ponix looks pretty good. Cortland looks pretty good as well, though, Justin.
Cortland, they got two of those three guys back. Victor Green and George Cheatham are back. Jabari Allen back at quarterback again this year. You know, they're running that wing tee, and it's been going strong, I think, the last couple of years. The 4A right now is very tough. The 4A East now is pretty tough. But, you know, I think you look at Cortland as another team that's going to make another good run, right?
Yeah, that addition of Blair Lawson from Fredericksburg Christian should help them as well. I saw him in a scrimmage the other day against Mountain View, and he ripped off an 80-yard touchdown on pretty much his first carry. So
he was an all-area pick last year at FCS. Now over at Cortland, maybe play the fullback spot for him to fill that's the vacancy, right?
Yeah, that's the vacancy, but it'll be interesting to see how they use him, if they maybe use Cheatham or Green up the middle and let two others go to the outside, but it'll be interesting to see.
Big week one matchup, at least in terms of local powers, with Ponix and Cortland. They've played to start the season the last 2 or 3 years, I believe, so week one is going to be an interesting matchup there.
Panthers have had the Cougars number.
Yes, they have. So it'll be interesting to see if Cortland can make that more competitive this year.
Team that's been on the upswing the last couple of seasons, Riverbend. They made the playoffs last year. What do you think about them this season?
Well, this season I mean, you would expect them to possibly return to the playoffs. I mean, the schedule is a lot tougher. They are playing that strict Conference 4 schedule when you have, you know, you always have Forge, but you're adding Hilton to your schedule. You're adding Woodbridge, some of those Prince William County powers. That's the one thing that could trip them up. But when you look at a guy like Jordan DeMarco back at quarterback, Orlando Jones at fullback, let's not even mention the D1 guys they have at left tackle, Zach Adams, who committed to Texas Tech, also Tywan Garbett, who has like 14 scholarship offers right now at DN. So when you look at all of that talent and the coaching that they have with a guy like Tony DeMarco really starting to put his stamp on that program, that should be one program you want to look out for this year.
Could be the breakout year for the Bears.
Taft Coghill setting the bar high for the Bears this year.
He's lighting the fire under them, but we like that. How about Eastern View?
Eastern View, okay, first subtract, 2,400 yards and Kendrick Cuby.
And about 100 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, a billion touchdowns. Kendrick was, of course, very dynamic. They got a lot back still. First of all, Josh Stallings is a kid that has just grown, and he looks the part of a Division I quarterback. Justin Pollard now will be the running back, and you got 2 Division I linemen in Raekwon Carter and Brett Leak. You know, Eastern View, again, I think is another team that can repeat the performance even without QB in there as their main guy. Still got a lot of weapons, a lot of blockers, and Stallings could have a really big year.
Awesome. So we're going to have a chance to chat with a number of the head coaches from area schools. Looking forward to putting together some video previews for everyone. Any other schools or coaches you're looking forward to talking to? There's always a myriad of interesting stories.
What's JM got in the bag this year?
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. I mean, that's a big mystery with Jay Scroggins out. I mean, you expect them to have the athletes and you expect them to have a pretty solid defense, but what they do at quarterback is going to be one of the big mysteries of the season.
North Stafford's interesting to me. Stafford is interesting as well. They're dropping down to Division 5.
Stafford's got Holly back. They got a nice piece at running back. and they've got a really should have a solid offensive line. Josh Ball,
Yeah,
you know,
Florida State commit.
yeah, absolutely. So Stafford's a team you like to look at, and Chancellor has been a team that has been growing, and they played young kids. You know, they played young kids 2 years ago. They played really young kids. Last year got a little older. This year those kids are going to start to mature. As Chancellor, is going to be a year where they turn it back around and are a competitive Battlefield area team.
Yes.
Lots of fun. Justin, Nathan will Taft, excuse me. Nathan will be here with us as well. We'll be putting together some video previews for you. Stay tuned.